What's the deal with
I can't get anything in. I'm so tired. So many videos. So many videos. It's been a very, very busy video editing week, especially when we love to continue to pump out the first take deck text that we do for every new set. Yeah, so here we go. That's the intro. How's everyone? Morning, everyone.
I have the sense of humour of a child. It's amazing.
Yeah.
As soon as Hamish said we're pumping it out, I was like, "That's me gone. I'm done for the whole episode."
Well, hey everyone! You may recognise this face from BBC.
Oh, it's a question time, man.
Oh god,
yeah.
I feel like that was a long time ago now.
It does.
Who came up with the Kinder Bueno crisis? Was that Dale?
No, that was my friend Ben.
Oh, okay.
And the running joke of that is that whenever I go to the club, I always have a Kinder Bueno, and when we I always go.
Yeah.
We never have enough.
Milk chocolate or white chocolate Kinder Bueno?
Oh, milk. What are you on about? The white chocolate's fine, but whatever. It's just too dusty. It's all that dust crap on it. It just goes everywhere. It's so needless. But
they're both good. They're both good.
They're both good. Right, let's just boot in because it's a late one tonight, everyone. So we wanna just.
Hamish is he's back to backing video recording.
He is
behind the scenes. Yeah,
smashing them out.
Yeah. He's just constantly smashing them out because it's that time of year. It's first take, deck tech.
Yeah.
Is that what we call it?
Well, yeah, but I call it first take deck text, and then when you do your thumbnail,
and then I change
the
title.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But I try to put something. So this is what I think about when I do the thumbnail. I try to put something different on the thumbnail to what is on the title. So if the title didn't grab you, the thumbnail might grab you. So if you find the title interesting, you'll click on it. But if you didn't find the title interesting, you might see the thumbnal and be like, "Oh, that's
baiting you in, Hamish."
It's kind of like you get two chances to get someone's attention with YouTube. That is what I think about.
Okay. So if you haven't been paying attention, dear listeners, Hamish is on a bit of a tear recently. He's come up with these incredible ideas, including the Calling EU series, which he's been smashing through with some of the best players in Europe, giving you some radical takes on current issues. Actually, I've been really surprised at the breadth of discussion that you've been going for on those, Hamish.
Yeah, the topics are all what the guests want to bring. So if they feel it's important to sort of break down, that's cool. I feel like it's some of them are going to be a little bit evergreen because they are not like questions like, oh, what do you think of the Hunted set? You know, that will be relevant to when the Hunted come out. And it's just quite nice to have topics that are, you know, like Rob Catton brought in is take backs in major events a good thing or a bad thing. And I think that'll be,
as you say, ever present issues.
Absolutely. So yeah, no, it's been busy. But really,
and now
I'm here. I feel like I am now. This is why I love the podcast. I feel like I can dewind live.
Rewind, or unwind.
Unwind and round.
Wow.
Dewind. Yeah, there you go.
Dewind.
Can we have a beer before we talk about stuff?
Oh, that would be grand.
Absolutely, we can. I've had this one saved up for a month. In fact,
you're not on call.
Not on call.
Oh, it's gonna be a spicy one.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, hit us off, Simon.
Hamish, what are you drinking?
Well, Simon, it is another beer, Christmas beer. Who knows who gave me this? Could be my brother because the artwork looked crazy.
Recognise that can.
It's a Beavertown Lupoloid.
Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
That's a strong one as well.
It's a strong one. I mean, the can says it all, Hamish. It's going to be strong, 6.7% and hoppy.
Yeah,
it smells nice.
I feel like you.
Oh god, it smells like Liverpool, man. When we're going to the Brewdog.
When we're on the docks.
Yeah.
Oh, the Brewdog. We've been out for a couple of nights.
It smells like we are all sitting outside of Liverpool having a beer.
Oh.
Before and Shin's there for some reason.
In the evening sunshine.
Yeah. And then poor Shin's getting dragged into what really goes on in our minds. And he's like, oh my God, you guys are nuts.
Hamish and I had a proper heart-to-heart last time. It was quite cathartic. I really enjoyed it.
It was. What did we talk about?
We talked about whether results and winning actually mean anything, or whether we bring value to the games, or whether the game result means something more.
Yeah.
That was quite big, actually.
I reckon we should.
Obviously not for Hamish because he can't remember, but I do.
I don't remember that at all.
No, you were
I
steaming
mean,
probably. No, you weren't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was barely paying attention. I hardly listened to you,
You
guys.
probably
half the time,
didn't.
so,
Trips like sober, I don't pay attention. Drunk,
Yeah.
it's a wild card.
I probably had a good time.
Wild card trip. That's what we call him.
That's
Yeah.
it. Simon, what are you
Yeah.
drinking?
So this one's been in the fridge for about a month, and I've been saving it specifically for the podcast because it has some incredible can art. So this is from Amundsen Brewery.
Oh yeah.
And it is
That's a cool can.
That's a cool can.
It's a passion fruit. It's a passion fruit pale ale called Lorita. If I'm right in thinking, Amundsen is a Dutch brewery from Norway. I was wrong. It's Norwegian.
That's
So
cool.
any Norwegian friends out there, thank you for this wonderful pale ale of your country, and I'll look forward to drinking that.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Wildcard trip. What are you on?
Well, I've got a classic at this point, which is a London Porter.
You know what? I had the weirdest flashback.
Bottles of this. I swear you just
It
bring
is
that
my
out
really have it.
every
it is my
time.
favorite. Yeah. It's my go. It's my. I'd say it's just what I like drinking, right?
Yeah.
It's like my
It's your
daily
go-to, your
driver, as
comfort
it
beer.
were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any kind of London Porter though, doesn't have to be Fuller's, but yeah, that's what I'm on at the moment.
It is
Didn't bring a glass with me,
commendable one.
foolishly, so I will have to drink it out of the bottle.
You're
which
not
I
going to
think-
drink a porter out of the bottle.
I know.
Oh,
I might
goodness
I
me.
might just go get a glass. So
Yeah.
entertain yourselves.
Have you spun the wheel?
What?
I have. Do you want
Okay.
to?
No,
if you
we'll-
can time
we'll-
it for when I get back.
Yeah.
When you get back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Simon, I did the last one. Let's do partners.
And it's the perfect time to talk about our wonderful Scottish single seller store partner, Thistle Tavern from Aberdeen, because Push the Point patrons get 10% off singles sales. And with the Hunted coming up just next week, it would be a good time to join and get your money back through the discount. We also have a partnership with Metal Fab Tokens, an incredible American token seller doing look at that porter, doing wonderful metal tokens and deck boxes and incredible event unique tokens that they produce every time.
Yeah.
So go and check out Metal Fab Tokens. Hamish is the UK distributor, in fact, of Metal Fab Tokens, so he can get you those prices in the UK, those tokens in the UK at Royal Mail shipping prices. So look out for those. And we have PCG UK, premier card grading in the UK. Look out for them at events coming near you, like I don't know, Pro Tour London maybe.
Oh yes, good
Get
show.
some-
Good show.
We can get some of their new Player Slab Slim, which seem to be all the rage. So Push the Point patrons get their monthly Patreon contribution back in a PCG voucher up to 3 months in a row. So you can have 3 months up together, whether that be £9.
Yeah, it's £9 or
What is it?
£15.
£9,
the max.
£15 is the most. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go. So 3 major partners. Take a look. We love you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. These partners are awesome. We've been with them for a little while. So if you're a patron, you pretty much just get so many benefits. Not only that, if you're a patron, you get entered into the Wheel of Time, which is where we give 3 packs. And I think we're on our last legs with Rosetta.
We're on our last packs of Rosetta, correct, Hamish? You've been keeping track.
Yeah.
3 packs, but 6 packs. 6 free packs. I
6
guess we should say.
6 free packs.
Free
I forgot.
packs.
And the winner is Trip.
It is none other than Jodie Dorling.
Hey! Very good. Well done. Well done. So, again, another reason to be a patron. You get giveaways, and we've got all these awesome discounts for being a patron, as well as whenever we get content creator kits like the scarf for a scarf.
Yeah.
We organised all of that, and we did a nice little Christmas goodie for everyone as well. So, if you really want to support us and you really want some great deals, be a patron. And the Hunted is coming up next. So
it is coming up next.
Yeah, so the patrons will be getting some Hunted stuff.
Yeah, get that discount on your Hunted singles. That's going to be pretty helpful because some of those cards are pretty pricey. So
yeah.
then the more expensive they are, the bigger the discount. Not in real terms, but it feels like it. So there you go.
Should we do some? Should we do some home news / Am I That Guy? If we have a That's My Guy, Am I That Guy? Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I feel like we did a good one last time. I can go first if you want.
I can talk about my question time and what happened behind the scenes.
Well, do you want to go? Do you have a Am I That Guy for question time? So you could go for that if you want.
I don't know if I am.
What happened? Tell us what happened behind the scenes.
Okay, right. I'm going to start this off right. I didn't quite realise that I fancied Fiona Bruce until I saw her live.
Before we get stuck in, you should explain to the audience what question time is, because more than 50% of the Push the Point listeners are from the United States of America. So there's a chance they might not actually know what the British institution that is question time is.
It is very British institutionalization at play here. Right. So question time is a weekly BBC show where politicians come onto the panel, and the Fiona Bruce this time around, because who did it used to be? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Anyway, Fiona Bruce.
It was one of the brothers.
No,
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And she will go, and whatever is the most talked about topic, she would tell it to the panel, and you always get like a Conservative guy, a Labour guy, a economist of some kind, and some other person. And the audience participates in asking direct questions to the panelists on the show. It's really cool, actually. So I wildly decided I'm going to sign up because they were coming to Northampton. And then the day before it was going to be like aired, they asked me, do I want to come on? I went, hell yeah, of course I do. I'd love to be on it. So I rock up, it's in a school, and then I get let in, you have to have your ID and all that. I sit down, and there's a cup of tea and some biscuits, all very British. And then Fiona Bruce then walks into the canteen and starts like talking to us to get us all going. And they give you a little card, write your name, write the question you want to do, what you want to ask. And what they do is they collect all that, and the majority who asked a particular question, for example, what's going on with A&E and the NHS, which is probably what everyone's going to ask, that's going to be one of the main topics. But if one person asks, are the Badgers... that's probably not going to get asked because one person asked it, right? So they do all that, and then they randomly select 5 people from the audience to ask the main questions to get the show moving. And
when did you find out that you were going to ask a question?
I didn't ask a question. So what they do is that once they randomly pick out, they got the 5 questions together, they randomly pick 5 people to just ask their question. And then as the panelists are talking, everyone puts their hand up to...
Gotcha.
To throw a question within it, or I didn't even ask a question. I was just more made a statement.
Yours was a comment. Yeah.
Mine was more of a statement, but it's just throwing it back and forth to panelists, and the audience really get to engage with, politicians that the BBC bring on the show. So yeah, that's how it works, and they do a little bit of warm up stuff behind the scenes. It's actually really, really cool. It feels very pantomime-y in a way, especially question time. Because it is just like you're sitting on a stage. You're sitting in the audience. They're on stage, but they're going, oh no, he didn't, and the audience shouts, oh yes, he did. I don't know. It's not totally.
I mean,
like
I
that,
guess
but you know what I mean.
I guess it's not a completely alien concept because they do panels like this at like big, cons and stuff, right? And we've had panels with speakers at Flesh and Blood World Championships and. It's just that, but with politics rather than
it's just that, but with politics, yeah, and a lot of very high-end production, like this TV.
Were you getting excited about the amount of like technical equipment and production value they had? Or
it's ludicrous. It's just ludicrous. It's like a van with a giant satellite on it, and it's the production stuff is like. Is through the roof, and you take your hat off to every sort of big TV stuff. It also is really cool how YouTube, it's just us three dudes sitting in our bedroom with a webcam can produce garbage like this. and then they're spending millions of pounds to produce garbage that with
Elsewhere.
elsewhere. Yeah, it's all, but it's still impressive to see. They actually did some topics before they filmed, and one of them, which all of us think like, oh, this would be a good topic to bring up. Should cyclists pay road insurance just like car users, just to get us all riled? Yeah, but that's going to get us riled.
That's such a divisive topic. Yeah,
it is. And then we did all this, and there's policemen going, oh, whatever. Everyone's got their opinion. All the cyclists say no, and all the road users say yes. And then Fiona Bruce comes on and goes, oh, so what was the topic everyone talked about? And we're like, and I just shouted, bike users are paying for paying insurance. And she went, oh, that old chestnut. So it's almost as if they just throw this out every time. But it's good because it gets us not nervous.
Yeah. It breaks down some of those barriers.
It does, and they know they're doing it deliberately, and they do it while they're breaking down our nerves. They're also getting cameras to do what it needs to do.
Gotcha.
It was very professional, very fun. And if you haven't seen it, for some strange reason, they decided to use my face as the flipping thumbnail as well. If you haven't,
you do have a very distinctive face, so I can see why the producers picked you out.
Yeah, my dad saw the agree face, and I'll end it there because literally the guy, some Lib Dem guy's like, yes, I'm like the gentleman with the hat over there saying about adult social care, blah, 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 and it would actually help the hospital get him out. And I'm like, and he just, I was like, it's if. And then the second me and my face saw it, she went,
That's funny.
Cringe.
Have you ever been in the audience of any other TV shows, Hamish? Is this your first time, or have you been on anything else?
Been on the newspaper, but I don't. It's the first time I've been on.
Been on the newspaper?
No, I've been on Sky News.
Oh, what was the like as a vox pop in the street, like a man in the street?
No, it was an actual. So Sky News came to our club, our wargaming club, because they wanted to get the perspective of like 20 to 30-ish-year-old guys about Brexit.
That's good.
Yeah, but they also wanted the spin-off wargaming, and then this Sky News guy said, I kind of live in the area, and I wanted to get some young, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we found, and I literally just found, we are 20 to 30-year-olds that meet up and play nerdy war games. Yeah. And I'm like, that's cool. So and it was the worst decision we ever made, because we make a big point about not trying to bring politics into wargaming, and we slammed it straight in their face. But all we wanted was to go, it's North Island's Wargamers, as seen on Sky News.
That's so good.
Yeah. So
what about you, Trip? Have you been on TV?
Well, I was a leading question. So I was on BBC News as a child when the Queen Mother died. I was we went to watch the funeral at Warmer Castle, which is a castle and garden. Simon, of course, in Warmer.
Kentish Castle, yeah.
And I was filmed as part of that as an adorable child in the audience.
Did they say? Did they say so? Kid, what do you think about the moment? He's like, I'm on a Friday.
But it came up at school the next day, and they were like, "Did you see yourself?" The head teacher was like, "Did you see yourself on the news?" And I was like, "Sure, yeah." My parents recorded it. It's very funny. I basically was playing football with a tennis ball for almost the entire time. It was so boring. And the one time I sat down, they clearly recorded me, and it looked like I was some angelic child, which of course I was, but yeah, I was not that interested at the time. No. And I was also in the audience of an episode of Pointless, which was quite fun. Wow. That was genuinely good. They won, which they
Alexander
don't normally
Armstrong
win.
Seems like a genuinely nice guy.
It's good, and they do they warm you up with some basic free stand up at the start, which is great. It's funny, and it was really good. So yeah, what about you, Simon? If you ever, I feel like.
You ever been on TV, or have you ever been in an audience?
I've not been on TV featured, but I've been in the background. Have you ever been?
I was visible on the intro to something like 24 Hours in A&E, but it was like a precursor to that. And they came and filmed at QMC, the hospital I work at, and I was just there in the background of an intro shot, and everyone that.
doing your job.
No, exactly.
Just got to see
No,
if this
it was
works.
when it was when I went down to see a patient in Nice. I was still in training, and it was like it was quite a nasty case. But anyway, so I was on the intro to that, and I was visible very briefly, and then my wife, who used to sort of run a franchise of a business for a parent and baby dance class called Sling Swing. So the babies were in these like baby carriers, and the parents would dance,
swinging them around,
not throwing them around,
Flinging them around.
But the owner of the franchise got invited to be on with a group of them to be on this BBC dance show, like a reality TV thing. So we all got invited down to London, and there was a proper green room, and like they would come in and ask the different participants different questions, and they were trying to get the goss, and they were trying to like say, well, maybe you should talk more about this. And anyway, they had to go on and do a performance, and there were judges. Roman, what's his face, was there doing like in the crowd, speaking to different members of the family, of different people. We got to meet Zoe Ball again. I didn't know I was that attracted to Zoe Ball until you meet her in
these
person.
people are mega hot, and it's like, of course they are. They're on TV, and it's like, I think it's because everyone on TV is so attractive. You're like, you look at them in comparison to others, be like, oh well, they're not as attracted to that person, but compared to us, basically, us guys, and they're like, insanely attractive.
Like, there's only one guy in Fab.
That's what they should call it, mate.
That's me. I've been playing Flab since audience, I was born. No, there's only one guy I saw in like Flesh and Blood that I was like, bro, you're too hot for this game, and that's our Norwegian patron.
You don't even have to say. We all know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh. Keep the bits coming.
There's some attractive.
Keeping it real, Aaron.
There's some attractive men in Fab, but we're not talking about TV attractive. We're talking about they're good-looking guys.
I could see him on TV.
Maybe.
I'm not going to tell you what channel.
Oh no, Hamish is gone. Right. We got a couple of comments last week that we didn't actually mention the word flesh and blood until 27 minutes in to the podcast.
No,
we must be pushing sort of 20 minutes now.
Don't read the comments, Simon. That's
no, ignore them.
We were gonna do a segment of. We don't have time. There's also quite a lot. There's quite a lot to talk.
There is quite a lot to cover.
Sorry, Trip. We did sort of like sideline. No, you'll go out.
We'll save it. We'll save it.
Yeah, so save it for another
time.
I
had a good weekend, but we'll save it.
I reckon.
Flesh and blood to talk about.
There's a lot.
I reckon you two, because I didn't manage to go to a pre-release this weekend. My parents were visiting, and I had to be a good son and not disappear and go and play pre-release for The Hunted. You two both got to go and play. So tell me about your sealed experience.
Shall I start, Hamish? Because I didn't go to one this weekend.
Oh, I thought you did.
Mine is on Thursday. So.
Oh my goodness!
Because yours got cancelled, didn't it?
Well, no, I wasn't actually going to go to the Dark Sphere one because, as we didn't have time to discuss, I was at Stag Do and a house party.
Okay, all right.
However, it got cancelled anyway, so I literally had the best of both worlds.
They cancelled because they knew you weren't going to go out.
They were
the celebrity wasn't going to be there.
Yeah. No, it was Asmodee being terrible as always. But anyway, I Spellbound Games, which is a relatively new store in London, is doing it on Thursday, which is incredibly good and useful. Because nearly everyone is on Saturday or Sunday, and it's just like, why not do it in the evening? Also, very close to release day, so you're right before the release day. So I think that's great. I won't be doing it until Thursday, but I'm very much looking forward to Thursday. But Hamish did go to a pre-release. Tell us all about The Hunted, Flesh and Blood TCG by Legend Story Studios.
Wow. Okay.
Just making sure we covered all the bases, so we can't get any more comments.
Make sure the AI has got it all.
That's where you cut it.
Yeah. So, just a bit of context as well. We're filming this on a Monday, so if you're viewing this on a Thursday, Friday,
I would have gone by now.
You would have gone by now, so that's why it wouldn't make much
sense. How dare you not know about your future plans?
I can make something up. I opened 3 copies of Shelter from the Storm in 8 packs.
Can you imagine?
Imagine.
How amazing. Yeah.
Anyway, so I went and Yeah, I haven't been to a pre-release since Outsiders, which I then suddenly realised, thinking, am I a failure? And I thought,
No,
no.
you're just an assassin stand.
You just
A
like the
secret
Ninja
assassin
Assassin
stand.
card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
No,
didn't
he
go
likes
to,
one
well,
of those.
I didn't go to Mistfail either, so am I really? So
Oh yeah, there's a lot of Ninja Assassin sets, aren't they?
yeah.
Hmm.
See, 3, which is
3 in recent memory as well.
Yeah.
Outsiders wasn't that long ago.
It was 2 years ago.
Yeah,
It was 2 years ago, yeah.
Okay, well, it was, but still, that is quite a lot.
Anyway, so it's been a while since I went, and most of the time I want to go to a pre-release because I'm more focused around what is the pre-release stuff going to give me if I'm not interested in the set. Outsiders gave us some cold foil, poison tokens from Frailty, all that sort of stuff, and I thought this is sick. I'd love one of that. And I think I got bamboozled by the Slippy hero. Arachne slipped through the cracks, thinking, I didn't get an Ira. I don't want to feel like I haven't got access to this hero, but I'm just going nuts because I'm actually not going to play this hero. So what? Anyway, so I said I was going to go. And yeah, I had a great time. I went to Manuscrew. It was good. It was really good fun. I didn't do that great, to be honest. I thought I had a pretty good Fang deck. And I went 1-2. I played into everyone. I played a Fang Mirror, then I played Syndra, then I played Arachne. Won the Fang Mirror, lost to the other 2. And then me and my friend Mikey were, I think it's fine. Pre-release is fine. We were just done. So I just dropped from the last round because I'm not going to win. There's nothing really much more to win, and I'm not really going to be getting into these heroes too much anyway because I think they're actually very good. So this isn't a knock on the heroes. It's just it's almost like
they don't meet your class like.
No, but it's like a fighter in a fighting game. When a new fighter comes out,
yeah,
if you're not really keen to play that fighter, but you're sort of interested in what that fighter's going to do for you when you're playing your hero. So I think they're very cool. I just was just like, fine. I'm not bothered about the cards too much. I did grab a Cull in my pre-release packs, which I was
Shadow Runeblade, right?
Yeah, which I was just like, I was after one of them anyway. Really good fun, really cool set. It's kind of hard. It's the first time I've actually seen in a sealed set that Ninja was not an auto pick. It's actually it was actually very difficult to pull off because they removed a lot of head jabs from like, when you it's the stark difference from Uprising to this. So, Uprising was just here you go, literally
3 go again, 3 go again, 3 go again.
Well, literally leg tap, literally head jab. To this is a head jab with effort. Right. And you're like, okay, so this head jab is a head jab if it's the 3rd Draconic chain link. Okay, and that's about as good as it gets. So you can get something done, but Fang and Arachne felt, I'm probably not going to be completely correct. But it felt like they were the ones you could probably lean into a bit easier.
Yeah,
I also think the other Ninja sets had like clear, like favored matchups. Like Fi was really good into Jamai, and Zen was really good into Enigma. And in this set, I don't really feel like Ninja is very good into either warrior or assassin. Like, I think it's a bit of a fairer mix to throw the warrior in there, which I really like. And like you said, Hamish, the cards they're a little bit less neat because of the sort of draconic ninja mix and making things draconic or just messing up and like getting your weapons confused. And you like, it's interesting. I think Ninja's so powerful and in limited because it's so aggressive. It generally has a really good weapon or weapons, which is really strong. Because even if the aggression doesn't quite work out, you still have this amazing weapon you can fall back on. So I think I haven't played it yet. I think it's gonna be a fun set. I have to say, I don't know how you felt about this, Hamish, because if you've not played limited since Outsiders, how do you find the deck restriction in terms of 30 cards? Because Outsiders was very much a pile. The way Outsiders limited tended to play, when I say limited I mean sealed, the way like Outsiders sealed used to play was you just put as many assassin cards in as possible and just deck out the opponent. And now we've got this 30 card limit. Do you find that sealed is a bit bit more enjoyable because you have to make a few more decisions in terms of what cards you put in your pool, or did that not really come up too much?
Yeah, no, it was better.
Mm,
I didn't notice, like, I didn't feel like I was hamstrung in any way, because all it did
mm,
was just it. What made it very interesting, and I suppose you're right. I was literally had 5 cards I wanted to put in, but I couldn't because it's 30.
mm,
Yeah.
I honestly felt that I had for the first time sideboarding, because if it
yeah.
was any
Mm.
other, if it didn't have that, I would have just chucked them in and just wouldn't care.
Mm,
I probably would have.
yeah.
I just would have just chucked them in and went, yeah, I've got 35 cards. I don't want to be picking and choosing between them. So
I must admit the change to the 30 card in both sealed and draft, the change to the 30 card limit in limited play, I think has been a really underrated development for the game.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
think it's really made seal, like limited in general, a much more enjoyable form. And I'm someone who enjoyed draft already. For Hamish, I know you're not particularly keen
I
on
don't
it,
mind. I actually don't
but
mind it, but it's not. Yeah,
I think it's really been a move for the better.
yeah.
I
No,
agree. I think
100%.
I agree as well. It's underrated, Simon. I don't hear
Mm.
enough people talk about it, but
Yeah.
that's really cool. I think it's going to be an interesting set. I think I'm looking forward to playing on Thursday. I think we're already seeing that the set there's some very strong cards in it. It's very expensive cards. I don't know like how much we want to
Now,
talk about it. I
yeah,
Are we
think it would be
talking?
worth
No,
having a
just in
chat.
talking power levels.
Mm.
Are we talking Tails level of power? Are we talking Everfest level
No.
of power? Like, where do you see this sitting?
Can't say at this stage.
No, I'm asking for a projection.
Okay, so
Mm.
what? So what? The set or just the set in terms of, because it's really weird. This is the first time I've actually feel like the heroes are not the power.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's the generic. It's the generics in this set are the most nuts generics. That feels like Welcome to Wraith, Arcane Rising.
Okay, all right.
Generics side of things.
Are we just talking I mean, obviously the Shelter, the store, like the Majestic generics are looking really good.
There's some interesting rares in this set. Like there's I've been as everyone knows, I'm a big Ira player, so you know we could talk about the whole Ira roller coaster if we want as well. But there's some really interesting.
We're going to touch on it, don't worry.
There's some really interesting cards in the set for Ira, and a lot of them are rares. Like there's even some like fringe ones. Like there's the new. I don't know what the card is called. I just call it the trumpet.
Run?
No, that one is obvious, but there's like I call it the trumpet card. I think it's a guy blowing a horn in the art or something.
Sound the horn.
Yeah, which I just like. It's not a meta card, but it's an interesting one. Like, show the opponent's hand, put a defense reaction on the top of your deck. Just like some interesting cards like that, which are like they're not insane, but they're interesting. And like we've had cards like that in the past that people have really slept on. Like I remember when Sensor came out, and people were selling. You could buy a playset of Sensor for like £5. It was crazy, and I was like, this card is insane. And I think mainly because I just had that Ira mindset of it's a 1 for 5 that blocks for 3. I'm buying a playset, and I was like, this is actually nuts, and it will. And ended up becoming a really popular card. And there's some cool rares in there, but I do think we are starting to get to the point where it is getting a little bit silly, like a little bit silly in terms of.
We're talking about
in terms of the money, and in terms of the money, that's what I'm talking about.
Sound the alarm is the card you're talking about.
Yeah, that one's fine. That one's fine. But there's some prices going around at the moment.
Okay,
so can I just sound my own trumpet from
sound your own trumpet? I want to call it the trumpet card.
We did talk about specifically a ninja chest legendary that I thought would come out, and we do have a ninja assassin chest legendary that does look rather good for Ira Trip. I don't know what your thoughts are.
I think it looks good. I think it looks good for all ninja. Like I think
it's
if Katsu
tunic, I call it.
If Katsu still
turbo
has
tunic, that's what it is.
I'd be playing that in Katsu. Imagine double Kadachi. They let them both hit, and then you surging for free. Like that's better. Then you're already doing better than. I mean, it's Heart and Crush that, right? you get
I was
one
going to
more
say
use up, like,
you get either one more resource or you get a block from it, right?
yeah.
So it's Turbo Tunic.
It's Turbo Tunic. It's the car.
The fact you can do it more than once in a turn is
and it's May as well.
so
You can
good.
choose or not to choose,
Yeah.
right?
The card.
If your turn doesn't pan out, like you don't have to use it. You save it for the
Mm.
next big turn.
It's
Yeah.
very, very, very good. It's a very good card. Now, so what we're going to do to break down the set a bit is that we've got the heroes, and then we've got. I think the generics are enough to have a complete piece on itself. So while we're on the topic of the generics, before we move over to the heroes, I'd like to get your thoughts on basically Shelter the Storm. I think what's the other one called? The yellow. There's a yellow.
Dual Strike.
Dual Threat.
Dual Threat.
Dual Threat is not up there, but it is like.
So Dual Threat is a insane Ira card. I don't know if other people will want it. Like,
so it's a
great
yellow
in Ira,
0
but-
cost, and it says if you've attacked with a weapon this turn, the next attack action card you play gets +3. If you've attacked with an attack action card this turn, your next weapon attack this turn gets +3.
Look at it this way: it's a 0 for 6.
If you've got two weapons, that's the thing. You need two weapons.
You don't need two weapons. You need to have a weapon with go again and an attack.
No, because it buffs. Because you want to buff the. Because you want to attack with another weapon and then attack with an attack after it. So you attack with a weapon, attack with it. Sorry, a weapon, attack with go again.
Yeah,
then you
it's
play
quite
this,
a lot of.
then you want a weapon attack. To
No,
get
you could even just
+6
go.
buff.
You could just go play this card, attack with go again, weapon, end with attack.
I can't do the line. I can't see the line that you're going for there.
So
I can't. I don't have the card in front of me.
Unless
so.
I'm thinking this wrong. You play this. You play this card. You just play.
Yeah.
You play an attack. The attack doesn't get +3, but the attack has to go again.
If you play this first, it does nothing.
Doesn't do anything.
Oh,
Because it says if you've attacked with a weapon,
Yeah.
then something happens, and if you've attacked with an attack action, then something happens. So that's why it's so good in Ira, because you attack with a Kadachi, you fulfilled one of the requirements. You attack with an attack action, you fill the second requirement. Then you get the full +6.
All right, completely ignore it. The card is fine because it's so selective in what hero it wants to be.
Exactly. You've got to you got to attack twice with weapons, and you got to attack twice with attack actions. There's not actually that many heroes that are doing weapon attack, attack action, weapon attack, attack action. Even in Ira, it means you're probably not using mask that turn, right? Like you're breaking the chain. So, but it's still a really good card in Ira. It's a 0 for 6. It lines up with your play patterns really nicely. But Shelter for the Storm.
So Shelter for the Storm is the big one, right? It's the red 0 for 4 defense reaction with a massive upside.
Well, okay, so I was just talking to this Rob Catton on our Syndra First Take Deck Tech. If you haven't checked it out, please do. He basically pointed out that this is two cards because it rolled into one. Because in this set, they already have an instant that says prevent the next 3 damage. They just got that, right?
Yeah.
On its own. And this is fake for Sim because let's be honest, the opt is whatever, right? It might be useful, but most of the time, whatever. You don't play it for the opt. You play it because it's a 0 for 4 defense reaction. So this card is those two cards, slam it together. The utility of this is quite nutty.
It's huge.
It's nutty. But what I don't like about this is that, or maybe it's not like the end of the world because I think the prices may go down a little bit, but not much.
They will go down. They'll halve, I reckon.
But it's so, does it matter? Does it matter that you don't own this? Put Sink Below in, or no, not Sink Below, because I don't think this actually replaces Sink Below. But,
no, this is a strong card, right? This is it's a 0 for 4. Any deck that you would want a 0 for 4 defense reaction, you can have it in. But against Runeblade, against Ninja, this is stopping a whole turn. Like this is stopping 4 rune chants off a red. This is crazy.
I tell you what, this card should have been printed alongside Rosetta, and everyone would stop moaning.
It stops breakpoints. If you're up against Ira with this, and you're expecting a a 1-2-4-4. Like it stops the breakpoints.
Yeah.
I don't think this card is actually. This is a very controversial take, but I don't think this card is that good.
No. Let's roll it back. Let's
no,
roll
it's
it
the
back.
utility of the card,
no, hang
right?
on. Trip. I don't mind that comment if you said this card is as like high as heaven, right? 'Cause you'll go, it's not as high as heaven.
Yeah.
But if we're saying this card is really is really
look.
good, and you're going, I don't think it's that good. No, this card is it's ridiculous to say this card isn't good, right?
It's not that good.
No, we're not.
It's not that good.
It is good.
It's a. You know why it's really great? It's because it's like, well, it's better than Fate Foreseen.
Yeah.
So I will run 3 Sink Below and maybe 1 or 2 of these. But there is not a world where I am running 3 of these and 2 Sink Belows. Let me put it in.
I actually agree with you. I think it's a sideboard card for certain matchups.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It is. So the way I think about this card is, what is the line when I'm playing this and I'm getting more value by using its instant effect than I am by blocking for 4? Because most of the heroes that I'm thinking of, and I'm sure people come up with some good examples, most of the heroes that are going to hit me with more than... So firstly, they have to hit me 3 times, right? But if at no, because it's every the next 3 times we would be dealt damage, prevent 1 of that damage. So if I'm not being hit 3 times, I'm only getting, if I'm hit twice, I only get 2 triggers of this, prevent 2 damage. If I hit once, I only prevent 1 damage, but I only get 1 trigger of it, right? So it's got to be a hero that's hitting me 3 or more times, and a lot of those heroes are also at some point going to hit me for 4. So why don't I just block for 4? And prevent 4 damage. So it is what you're saying, Simon. It is breakpoints where I can see, but often the breakpoint is the 4. So it's like, what am I doing?
I'm saying for things like Ninja, where you're coming in for multiple 4s. You throw one of these out and you can block with a couple of 3 blocks and block all the breakpoints, stop the hits. If there's an on-hit trigger that you're trying to stop,
so that's
also
the value,
utility, right?
That's
the utility of having an instant discard to stop damage. So if you've discarded it thinking you're going to get a breakpoint of 4, you block with a block 3, it blocks 1. You've still got some for the next go again attack, but actually they chuck an attack reaction on it. You don't need to respond again if you don't want to, because you're already blocking that attack. Like, obviously, they're not going to do that if it's damage floating, whatever. But
I think people have
it's the utility.
oversold this card to themselves and thinking, and I think Hamish was asking the right question, which was like, when are you playing this? Like, there are definitely matchups where this is going to be really good. Yeah. But I think you need to look at your hero and be like, well, am I going to be blocking every breakpoint? Am I going to be blocking with 2 cards, 2-3 blocks, and this is going to take a damage and prevent 2 breakpoints? Yeah, maybe you are, but I don't think every hero is doing that.
No, I know what you mean, but there are so many heroes out there that push breakpoints and they want the on hits. They want whether it be assassin with their equipment, which needs to hit to go again or to get an extra banish, or whether it's ninja that needs to combo. I think it will have its uses. Do I think it's going to be worth £80 card? No, of course it's not. Like,
I think
it's a good majestic, but it's not broken.
It says a lot about Sink Below, right? Because I think that card is so good.
It's good.
And I think it's interesting, like what Hamish was saying about it is 2 cards in 1, or Sink, but you can only choose 1. Well, Sink Below
but it's a utility card, right?
Good card, and you get a really you get both of those effects. So it's like bundling cards together is in most card games is really, really good. So this is probably gonna be good, but I think people have gone a bit. They've seen red block 4 defense reaction, have gone a little bit crazy.
I think that it doesn't matter about what. To me, I think the price of this will always be high, because I always just feel like this card is going to be like CNC, where CNC is also in that camp now, very much so, that it is completely and utterly manageable. It is not like, oh my god, bro, it's fine. CNC is fine, but
this card, on the other hand, does have a great effect against CNC, right?
Yeah, it can get around that a little bit, but so my point is that everyone Tunic. Do you always need Tunic? No, but is it good? Yeah. Do you need to get a copy? Yeah.
But it's the margin, right? It's the 1%.
It's generic. That's the point.
It's the 1%.
You shouldn't be caught dead without having your copy. You shouldn't be caught dead without having Weakest Links or Warmongers or CNC.
But are you going to play them in every matchup? You're not.
But it doesn't matter. Yeah. What matters is that everyone, us three, straight up want to get 3 copies each, right? And you might turn around and go, "Do I need it?" Like Sensor. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You need to have your copies. So now the demand is high, the prices go wacko. So and you do, when you go into calling events and stuff, you do want to try and get as much of those tight margins as possible for your deck. This card is
you don't want to.
I just think it's so much future proof attached to this as well. It's never going to be not good.
You don't want to leave, if you're going to a calling or a pro tour or whatever, you don't want to leave anything out there thinking, could I have spent 50 quid more and done better, right?
Well, I find it wild they made this, because all they've also done, aside from the fact that they made another defense reaction, there's been a lot of people, and I don't know what camp I'm sitting on yet, that they wanted to sink below banned. I guess it's because the value of that card is far too high. This just affirms that will never happen.
Yeah. I think it's I think Sink Below is,
or it might,
does not need to be banned. I don't
Actually, no, they can't. They can't ban Sink Below. Christ almighty. Imagine they banned Sink Below and forced everyone into the bloody majestic Shelter the Storm prices in order for you to have 2 copies of
Scene,
you got to have Fate for Scene and Shelter the Storm. You're not. God, if
they talk about something else on this card that's really intriguing, and I've seen it come up a couple of times now.
What?
The pirate artwork.
Oh,
do we think there's going to be a seafaring based set of some kind?
Right, okay, the answer is, there going to be a pirate class? No. Is there going to be a hero themed around pirates? Yes, it's already happened. It's called Riptide.
Yeah, there will be a pirate set, but there won't be a pirate hero.
Yeah.
Will there be a pirate talent?
Can we talk about one of the most, to me, one of the most intriguing cards in this set, and it's everyone's favorite combination.
A horn card?
A blue 3-block.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the legendary boots.
No, the Rotten Remains. Rotten.
In order to sort of, so we can have enough time to talk about the heroes coming out in this set, can we?
No.
All right. Yeah,
why do you love Rotten Remains so much?
So we can banish those stupid coon eyes.
0 3-blocks, right? You may banish a card with 1 power from each hero's graveyard. If you do this, get +1 and then repeat the process.
Oh my god! It's cool, it's hate.
It has
a certain type of hero.
Yeah.
I also think it's Necromancer confirmed, but hey.
Okay.
Yeah, because you could bet me a mechanic where you could, like, if your zombies or skeletons have 1 power, which I think they will, you could banish them from your graveyard, and it could be that when it's banished from your graveyard, it's summoned. So actually, Hamish, I think I agree. I agree with what you're saying.
Remains,
I don't think it's guaranteed, but this is definitely a step in the okay. Because they do this a lot. They do this a lot where they
do. Vipox. This is
exactly.
They put it right in front of you. Anyway, right. Let's the flexing.
Let's talk about the boots.
Yeah, is that also now in the territory of like, what the goddamn hell? Is this card now another thing? Is this like, I don't want to say Tunic levels, but Crown of Providence levels?
Quick dodge flexors, right?
It's I when I saw this, I said this was insane. My first reaction was, this is an incredible card. Again, it is very much you probably need to be hit 3 times, but in certain classes it's okay, because lots of classes have use for the spare resource, right? They're like,
2-block boots, bro.
And it's not a 2-block boot, is it? It's a 4-block boots because most heroes in this game are hitting you twice.
Yeah.
And then in a lot of heroes, it's a 6-block boots because a lot of heroes are hitting you 3 times.
Yeah. And we're talking like 12 plus block. Like upper edge, we're talking 12 block, right?
I guess. I feel like being able. I feel like when you're using 1 blue to block 6, you're a very happy bunny, right? Like one card block 6 is what this card's top end. I would say there's not many heroes that are hitting you 6 times, and you feeling confident enough that you would put that second blue down. That you're like, okay, yeah. But sure, I guess you're right, Simon. Actually, I don't know how many heroes are hitting you for more than 6 times. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, the draconic heroes, right?
Might be some Kodachis going rounds and stuff.
We're talking ninjas. We're talking draconic. We're talking illusionist. We're talking.
But if they're hitting you for 1, then you're not getting your value, are you? They have to be hitting you for 2 to get the real.
I mean, I don't know. Like, even if you're getting 3 individual points of damage from 1 blue card, like that's still
if they've got assault the wounds in hand and you're blocking 6 little diddly hits, and then suddenly that assault the wounds is only hitting you for
I don't know. I'm just
4 instead
throwing
of
it out there.
8.
Right.
Fair. It's a good card. What can I say? I think it's
crown. It's crown levels, right? Where it's like it's not as mad as Tunic. You should probably get a crown because it's always quite handy. And this is the boots that go. Look, I don't know really what I'm going to do with my boots, but if I'm going to try and be defensive, you should just pick this up because it's just not bad. There's so much value attached to something so simple, and it's very simple, and that's what makes it very good.
I completely agree. I'd say it's so when you're saying it's a crown, I'd say it's
good.
It's somewhere between a crown of providence and a balance of justice. Because I say that because you can play Crown of Providence in every single matchup against every single hero in the game. Bar Wizard. That's fair. One hero or any hero that's not actually attacking you. There may be other heroes.
Yeah.
You play quick dodge flexes against any hero of the game. I think you play against any hero that's hitting you 3 times, which is a lot of heroes.
No, I still think there's a world
and then balance of justice, you play against any hero that draws more than 1 card in a turn. I think it's somewhere between those two. I'd say it's closer to crown than balance. That's because the boot slot is less premium than the hat
But also,
slot.
you're not playing this as an aggro hero, right?
I'd play this as an aggro hero. Hell yeah!
I don't know, like
maybe not at the moment, but if you go back to the Phi days, you used to run Snapdragon Scalers in Phi, even though you never had to give anything go again. And I would totally.
No, you did run it. You ran it for Snatch, right?
Sure. But I would
giving yourself an extra 0 for 4.
I would totally
as an aggro hero. Are you running this?
Yeah, throw
to spend a blue and
yeah.
Are you doing that, or are you running Snapdragons to give yourself an extra 0 for 4?
I would run this as in the mirror, to throw it. If you draw 2 blues, you throw a blue away, you block 6, and then you got plus 3 health basically on your opponent. I think that's definitely worth it.
It's very contextual, isn't it, though? Because there's going to be occasions where you're going to go, I wish I had a Snappies in this moment. There's going to be times when you draw like trip sets, you draw your 2 blues, and you go, if I can just turn one of those into a
Snaps
6.
has been less important, I think, in more modern Fab. I like the idea of this as just I'm just gonna dent your big turn.
I'm not joking. And
it's a nice looking card as well.
It's just you're gonna pick it up again. It's another one of those Crown of Providence cards.
It's this kind of set though,
because I think so. This set's value is not cut. It's the first time I have seen a set get its value basically because
immediately.
Well,
because of the generics.
We've also not talked about the best generic in the set.
What?
Which is Command and Conquer.
Well,
because we're
literally printing Command and Conquer in the set. And
it's the best generic in the set. It's Command and Conquer.
Yeah. Well, it's
us lads. We don't have to worry about these things because we've been playing the game for so long, and all you have to do is spend 5 minutes on the Discord to realize a lot of people do not have this card, and for a lot of people, this is going to be the card they want to open.
There are two versions in this set, right? There's extended art and a normal art. This is now a card that has been printed at the Majestic, Legendary, and Fabled level.
Yeah.
That's a great
Now you
we
pointed
sometimes
out
come
like
up with
that.
like good fab pub quiz questions, and
Yeah,
that's a really good one.
Majestic, Legendary, and now Fabled. Yeah, it seems wild. Did you know that the non-extended art is also non-foil?
Yeah, because they said they wouldn't reprint it in the same foiling or something.
But it's a different art. I don't know.
It's a different art, but that's still
prefer the OG art as well. Just saying.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like the OG art.
I think anyway. So, to me, we're going to move over to the heroes very shortly.
Yeah.
But this set is Arcane Rising to me. Where Arcane Rising just produced Command and Conquer, Art of War. Trying to think of what else. I think Skullcap, and everyone just wanted to crack open Arcane Rising, not because of Viserai, Kano, Azalea, or Dash, or there may be Dash at the time. It's because those cards are insane and they're generics, and the value of that set just holds because these cards are insane and they're generics.
Yeah,
and then every other set that came out, they really, really kind of tempered back on the generics power from what CNC and E-Strike and Art of War produced in every one of those sets. And this is the first time I'm like, bro, the heroes are okay. The power level's okay in them. They're not nuts. The value is everyone wants these generics. Those two generics are just holding. CNC, Shelter of the Storm, and Flex. Well, I don't know what I call them flexers. Those cards are going to go right. Everyone's just going to go paching, pachang, pachong. I need to get as many cards because these cards are just that's why everyone cracked open Arcane Rising. Yeah. Because of CNC. Everyone wanted to crack open as much Welcome to Wraith because of E-Strike. This is what this is going to be. I don't know if is that good or bad?
Yeah, because
it's what they needed.
I like this. I think I like a card game where you're meant to open the packs.
Exactly that, right? I
don't know if you guys know much about other card games, but you don't open the packs in those games.
Okay, well, what we'll do is
I think getting cards in the hands of the players and getting them to open the packs. I mean, even that there's a lot of single sellers out there that went down the pan because there were just not the singles to sell of any value in sets, right? So the cards need to get out there. People are going to open these packs because there is Shelter the Storm in there. There is a CNC in there. There is a Quick Dog. Like the number of hits available in this set is considerable.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it actually makes me want to go. If I go to a prize wall and you're going to pick a box to just with your spare, prize wall money, aren't you going to just pick the hunted every time now?
But it's like
I'll give
Everfest. There were lots of hits in Everfest, but did it sell a lot? I don't know. Like, where's the line? That was an expansion though, so
yeah.
I think LSS have actually done this consistently now for a couple of sets.
Yeah.
Like Rosetta has some very expensive Majestics in it, and Misfail has some money cards. Weak, I didn't even clock for ages. The weakest link was a Misfail card, and they've actually consistently produced these Majestic cards that are you make your money back on the box, and that is an incentive to stores who are selling sealed product. That's an incentive to players to crack product and then share out commons and rares with their play groups and build up the scene. If people aren't opening the product because the cards aren't not worth very much and they just buy singles, then the game's going to be tough. Like when I'm looking at a play set of Shelter the Storm and seriously looking at like it's going to be 150 quid for 3 cards, I'm going to say, screw it. I'll buy a box because I might just open one.
That logic doesn't work. You should just spend
but it's
because it's going to cost
getting
you 90 quid to not get it.
Yeah,
or paying
but then-
That's
150
card
and
player
definitely get
logic.
it.
that's
That's
card
card
game.
player logic. Come on.
But that is putting money into LSS. That's putting money into local. Go to your
Look,
local
yeah,
card game
I'm
store.
not.
Just saying.
Money. If you're spending money on this game for people opening packs, it equals good. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
agree with Hamish. It's an incentive to go to your prize wall, crack a couple of packs.
Yeah.
And I saw a great short from Cup of TCG, who's a Canterbury-based YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And they opened
Great
an alpha
channel.
pack. Opened an alpha pack from the Prague prize wall and opened a cold foil Mask of Momentum.
Oh,
Just
No
goes
way.
to show sometimes you hit and then you feel pretty good about it. So keep opening packs, people. That's what I'm saying.
yeah. So just to sort of last sort of touching bit, which feels completely wild. These heroes in this set, not to sort of delve on the theme. Now we've seen all the cards. Simon, your thoughts on the power level of these heroes? Are they coming in swinging, defining metas? Are they just trash, or are they gonna be kind of riding, like kind of?
I think these heroes will sit slightly behind until some of the other cards in this set, Living Legend, the other heroes. Like the power level of the set will push some of our current heroes through the door, and then these heroes will become relevant in 6 to 12 months.
Which is this basically us saying that Miss Vale's busted still?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Like Zen and Enigma need to go.
And no.
No.
Yeah, no.
Sure.
News,
All right,
news
cool.
just
Yeah, that's fine.
Gibson
You know
is-
more about Assassin than I do, right?
No,
But-
news disgusting. Like
Yeah,
imagine,
okay.
imagine everyone going, "Oh, Jarl can beat everyone." These two can't. New and Enigma exists. It's literally impossible. Yeah, and Victor. There's all these heavy heroes. Yeah, no, all three of them need to get gone. Trip, what's your thoughts? Power levels on these heroes in this RTN meta?
I won't be playing any of them, I guess. So that's I think I don't know what
they
more
gonna be
there
de-
is to
are they
say
gonna-
than
are
what
they gonna
you
be
said,
defined?
really.
Are they going to define the meta?
No.
Are they trash?
No. They're not I don't know. Like I don't think they're trash, but I just think like if I'm going to play Assassin, I'm probably going to play Nu. If I'm going to play Ninja, I'm probably going to play
Zen.
Ira or Zen. Even Ira, maybe. And if I'm going to play Warrior,
No,
probably going to lose.
No. Well, true, but that's true. But Fang, I have to say, like, I think you're completely
like
right.
Fang.
Yeah, no,
I like
I
Fang,
think
yeah.
Fang is actually
Secret Ninja, Fang.
well, he is
Secret Ninja.
Well, he is Secret Ninja
With his 0 cost daggers. He's
Yeah.
interesting. He's
Yeah,
interesting.
He's basically he's a hero that I think I've seen a few people, probably we may best say, feels very much like Viscerai. That well, maybe I don't know when they were saying that. Like, if you can get his frailty tokens rolling, oh, that guy's insane.
Fealty, yeah. Not
fe-
frailty, but
Oh, sorry,
fealty.
fealty. If you get the fealty tokens up really soon, you're just like, this is broke. Like, I'm now IP5. I don't pitch to do anything. I keep all cards. I pitch nothing. You kind of just go. But if you don't, you just completely underrate and kind of
He's
rubbish.
I think he's the one I weirdly find the most interesting.
Yeah,
because
I'm
I
in
like
that boat.
I like the dagger play style. I've always enjoyed the dagger play style of the go wide, and I like it was one of those heroes that I didn't really get until I watched a couple of games of him being played, and then I see like, oh, okay, it's really strong and interesting how you build this hero, and like building up to getting the free daggers. But I think Misfell, we've talked about how it's such a strong set, and yeah,
Yeah,
this is the trouble because you say things like this, you say things like what Simon
And
said,
then it comes back to bite you.
No, you say, oh, Zen will go, and then Enigma will go, and then another set's come out, and then another set's come out, and then you've got your next Misveil. And I'm sure we've said this about previous heroes. We'll be like, oh, when so and so goes, they'll be really good. but then they print another set which completely blows these heroes out the water, and it's
Yeah.
like they never get their moment.
Yeah,
You know, you get these
absolutely.
heroes that sort of just sort of linger for a bit.
Yeah.
Like a little bit like
But do you not-
good
but do you not
heroes,
feel-
good heroes. Like
Do you
look at
not feel
Azuri, for
like-
example. Like Azuri's a great hero, but has never really had their moment. Like,
Well, they did win the Pro Tour.
well, apart from
Yeah.
that.
Do you
but
not
like,
feel though that there's enough heroes that are within striking distance of Living Legend? Like the fact that we have weekly updates to Living Legend, the fact that there are more Living Legend points in the RTN season than like 5 or 6 of the heroes need to get to. Like,
yeah,
it's gonna be a constant turnover,
We'll
but
see
we
it
are
soon. We'll
reaching
see
a
it soon.
precipice.
We'll get there. We'll get
Yeah,
there.
I actually think this RTN season is going to be basically a bit of house cleaning.
Yeah.
And then we will
But-
I think somewhere from the start of the
Yeah.
RTN season and then the end of the RTN season, not the end of the whole thing, but the last week of the event is going to be completely and totally different from the first week of RTN.
Yeah. And it's going to be really frustrating for people who have their RTN in the last week compared to the first week, because you don't know what heroes you're going to be able to play.
I did pre-warn everyone you should have brought some of these Runeblade cards before Rosetta. I said, heads up, buy these now, because you're going to need
How
it.
close is Viserai?
Oh, he's gone.
Very
That's it.
close. He's gone.
Yeah.
Surely.
He's 800. He's 800.
That's
going
to be huge. Because Viserai is.
If I was
playing,
I think-
really strong, and like I
think if I was playing
it's gonna be a
RTN
strange
first week,
game.
I'd be playing Viserai.
Oh,
Yeah, I would.
What
I
am I gonna
wouldn't
do?
play him,
I
but
got
I
this-
think he
I
would
got
be
this-
good.
I got this tattoo and everything. What a waste.
Runeblade
Vincent,
will
man.
come back.
Vincent.
Yeah, I will play Vincent. To be fair, I will play. Vincent.
We're getting to the point where we'll get the nostalgia set, where we get a
Yeah.
reprint of Drumai, a reprint of Viserai. I think we'll get a reprint of Katsu, Simon, before Katsu goes.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think they'll...
Yeah, I
No,
think so.
I don't.
I
don't
think
know.
so. Yeah, I think
actually- no.
they'll do us a favor.
You know what I actually think they're gonna do? They're gonna do the reprint of Dorinthia versus Viserai.
Yes, that would be
a
sick.
final fight of Dorinthia versus Viserai, like the two OG favorites
Yeah.
of it all, and they're both just like, because they're both kind of like the big players. Like everyone else, like Fang and Dromai and everyone, they're like moving parts in a piece of a story.
Yeah.
But there's something about Dorinthia. There's something about Viserai. There's something about, and there's something about Bravo, which is they're already kind of really muscling in and doing. That there's just some sort of epic powerness to these guys, and maybe that's just me flying back to my nostalgia stages. But they're the heroes. Everyone else are
They are the
everyone else
heroes,
are pieces of the story. But there's something about those two. Viserai versus Dorinthia. She's gone all super light mode. He's gone super shadow mode. And there is a epic showdown at the end.
There's a love story there.
Oh, sorry,
Right.
Shadow Dorinthia
We should probably
and
wrap.
Light
We should
Viserai.
probably
So
wrap it up.
Please,
We didn't
James
even get to
Armstrong.
mention. We didn't even mention the Zephyr Needle ban, but
Zephyr Needle was good,
Oh,
and then they banned it.
Yeah,
It was very
that
good.
card was. There's nothing more to say. It's
I've
stupid.
been telling people that Zephyr Needle was busted for ages. No one ever believed me.
No one believed.
And then as
old
soon as
Dan
everyone
Trip.
found out, they were like,
They up
Let's get rid of
6 and ran.
I'm very happy. Someone was like, cope, but I'm so glad that Ira isn't. Well, she's still pretty good.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that she's not insane, because I want her to stay around forever. So
Yeah.
right, we should wrap
hope
it
you
up.
good, Ira.
Right.
Anyway, that was a good one. Thank you everyone
That
for
was good.
joining. Consider becoming a patron if you want to get discount on singles. It's a good time to buy singles at the moment. As we're saying, things are very expensive, so getting a discount probably pretty good.
Always help.
And yeah, we'll look forward to talking about how we did in our RTNs when they come around and the season starts very, very shortly. So
Yeah.
have a good one and see you next time.
Peace out.
Love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.